Hello, my TikTokers. Wasn't addicts, yeah. So, guys, anyone who doesn't know me, I'm a recovering meth addict. Suffer with a lot of addictions, but meth was my main one. In 2019, I decided to fight for my recovery. So I'm over 2 years clean. If anyone's watched my story the last couple of months, I had a relapse on the alcohol. You know, alcohol has been playing in my recovery for the last 4 years, but only mildly. Every now and then I have a drink and pretty much recover and then go back to my recovery. But in November last year, I had my drink and I just kept drinking. So 4 months I drank for, and I was stuck. I was scared. I knew my old ways were creeping in and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it out. I tried NA and they do not work, and as much as it frustrates me beforehand, but then it really frustrated me. So everything that I was doing wasn't going to work this time around. You know, I've been fighting this drinking for 4 years and I've craved it for 4 years, you know, and it's been a real fucking hard battle. So, you know, when I did give in, it was, you know, biggest mistake I did, you know. But I gave in and I said to myself, well, because last year I've been through a lot of mental health with my mental health has been really bad, so I seeked through mental health and lifelines and stuff like that. But back in my last episode, I was told about a pill that helps you stop drinking, and at that time I wasn't drinking, but I was really struggling, so I kept that in mind. So the day that I decided to go and see the doctor, and I'm going to ask him for these 2 pills, so Champax for the cigarettes and Naltrexone for the alcohol. And I knew it was going to be hard because apparently you get really sick on it. And I wasn't a full-time drinker, but I was binge drinking, and I was drinking to the point where I can't remember stuff, and I was making really bad mistakes, and I was, you know, my neighborhood was angry and stuff like that. I didn't give a fucking shit. So I went to him and he gave me the pills, and I started them, and they made me horrifically ill for a week. Now sometimes I still want to vomit from them, but I'm at a place where it's not as bad, I'm not as sick. But that first week was so critical and so much illness, I don't even know how I kept going. So I kept going and I got through it. This is my 3rd or 4th week on it, and I have not had a single craving for alcohol or cigarettes. You know, my dreams are happening, like I've got a lot of dreaming going on. You know, I've lost my hunger, and I'm very pin focused as well, so it's really amazing. Now I've craved wanting to drink for 4 years straight. You know, I'm over 2 years clean. You know, I haven't touched the pipe in over 2 years, but the drink was my replacement, and I loved it. You know, I love drinking, so it was really hard, and then to have something that completely blocks it is just incredible. Now I got Crohn's and I had to get pain relief yesterday. Now I am an addict, and pain relief, you know, is just like not happening. But I had some opiates last night for my pain. My pain went, and I did not get high off it. And of course I don't want another one now because it doesn't get me high, but I use it when I need the pain. So these pills are for alcohol and anyone who's misusing the opiates. It helps you get through it. But just remember that it's really uncomfortable at the start, but just hold on, because you will get there. And then you will just have that, you know, like that barrier. It's just a complete barrier. Like I drive around and I see people drinking and stuff like that, and I used to always, you know, fantasize, wish, and, you know, I want to have a drink like them, and their lives are ruined, but still I'm like, I want to have a drink, you know, I want to be like them. Just, that's my addict mind, and that's how bad it is. You know, it's, your addiction is just terrible to you. But to have that craving for those 4 years, to having a complete block, like it's completely blocked, is just phenomenal. So I did a little research on these as well, and everyone else who has been on them has made it through, and incredible results. They're called Naltrexone. I'm on 50 milligrams. I don't have the 50 milligrams. I have half at night because it makes me really ill. Maybe I will bump it up to the right amount, but at the moment I'm not craving. I don't want a cigarette. I started cigarette smoking and I started drinking together, which combined together, amazing. I don't want any of them, and you know, I don't want to go back to the old life, so doing this was my next thing to save me, because I was in a tough spot and I was I was losing me, you know. I couldn't even recognize myself in the mirror. Like, I completely lost the figure that I was, you know, that figure of that strong was an addict, you know. I was just like, man, this is just really scary, you know. And I've always had that in my life where I disconnect from my body and disconnect from the world, and I don't understand it, but I normally get through it. But last year had been a long 6 to 7 months of depression, you know. And I guess, you know, once I got clean, it activated stuff that I didn't know I had, and I was just very confused, and I don't like the feeling of it, you know. It's terrible. One minute I'm good, next minute I'm just like suicidal and just I had enough of life, you know. And it's just up and down, up and down. It's just no thing, you know. I am in a diagnosis to see what I've got, but it's being put out there I may have bipolar, which is understandable because the things I go through are just mind-blowing, and it's hard because I numbed it out for so fucking long, and then now it's just like, bang, here you go, here's all your mental health stuff, enjoy it, you know. And I understand why I used to mask it because it's terrible. But yeah, so these pills are helping me a lot. I thought I'd share that with you guys. I'm not sure if I spoke about this on here already. I think it's just on my Facebook and my other platforms. But 4 years. At the end of this month is 4 years in this recovery. I'm not 4 years clean and sober, but I'm 4 years from my start date, and I'll always hold that with me. Only because I was writing my goodbye letter, and I had had enough, and I was going. This is my final time in this world. And before I finished that letter, I got a call that my friend committed suicide, and something changed in me. Something changed, and like, I've got a son, and he's absolutely adorable, great kid, and it had an impact of me and what it would do to my son. Like, I've already put him through 17 years of drug abuse, so he's seen a lot, and then I'm gonna chuck this on him as well. So I had that opportunity to grab that and run with it, and I did. And I just didn't give up, you know. I didn't stop. I kept challenges up going. I kept finding healthy replacements, you know. I was aware of the things I was replacing my main addiction with, you know. I really did a lot of soul searching, and I really went deep into to understand this girl that has been lost since she was 16, and it's been a fight, you know. And, you know, days I stand strong and days I do not stand strong, but at the moment I'm standing strong, and I'm really happy that I kept fighting. And I'm happy that the things that I learn and the things that I hear, I keep in mind, and I bring them out when I need them. So like getting on this Naltrexone and Champax, I kept them in my mind, and I used them when I needed them. So if you are in recovery, or you are in active addiction, reach out and really take in the words of people who share their story, because there's something in that story that can help you and save you from whatever you're going through as well. And facing your trauma is the hardest thing you'll ever do, and facing your mental health as well is another hardest thing you'll do. But there is life after addiction. I was an addict, and I'm thankful for my story. It took a while to be thankful, but I'm thankful for my story, and I wish you all the best. And thanks for watching, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I suffer with social anxiety. Anxiety bad, so getting on here and sharing my story has been a challenge, but I'm getting better at it. But it's been a challenge, you know. But this is my platforms to share and have that little interaction with people, and hopefully help someone who watches my story as well. Alright guys, happy recovery.